Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, my plan going forward, just so y'all kind of could have an idea, I plan to have a Talks with Tony go up at 8 p.m. Eastern every day of the week. That's the plan. But life happens, so if you check in at 8 p.m. Eastern time and it ain't there, that means I was tied up that day and didn't get to shoot it, or it might be going at 9 or 9:30, or I'm just missing that day. Okay, so understand that. But that's my plan. You could plan to check 8 p.m. Eastern. If you don't get to check, then you could check the next morning or whenever you watch. Because some of y'all in different parts of the world. The other thing is this week, which is Christmas week. The courses on Tony Gaskins Academy, for those of you who are ready to become a life coach, so you can join my mentor.life, is 50 to 80% off. The courses is 50 to 80% off. And one of the courses, you'll see it says 2021. Reading is, fundamental. Make sure you read the description. That 2021 course, that's only $25. That's live calls. So I'll be doing live calls on the phone, group coaching, where I'm sharing a lesson, a message, and then open the line up for Q&A. Just any type of, last minute insight or feedback that people may need. And those calls will be 1 hour to 2 hours. I'm only charging $25 because I want the entry for people to be low, but I had to put a price on it because the phone line has a maximum capacity. So all of that is on TonyGaskinsAcademy.com, and the link is in the description of this here video. Now, got this here letter. Now, some of y'all said the other day, Tony, you said the letter name. Now, I'm just reading the letter. So if she put her name in the letter, that means she don't care about her first name being said. I mean, first name, the person could be in Africa, Europe, America. It's just because your neighbor have the same first name, it's not your neighbor. It's like, oh, that's my neighbor. No, it's not. She just said, this is my name. She didn't say her last name. So y'all, and another thing I'm going to ask y'all stop recognizing stuff that don't need to be recognized. Just listen to the video. I'm like, Lord, thank you for only making it legal for a man of God to have one wife. Because, Lord, I wouldn't be able to deal with 2, 3, 4, 5 wives. Because y'all be recognizing just the most random stuff. And be in the comments, give a whole dissertation about something that the video... Tony, do you know that the color navy blue comes from the derivative of slavery, and it is very toxic to have navy blue on the wall? It just be some of the randomest stuff. Y'all, come on now. Just listen to the video about what the video is about, and let's stay focused, okay? People be trying to get their answer and be like, my goodness. Hi, Tony. Thank you for all you do and the wisdom you impart daily through your channel. I need your help. I was in a relationship with my ex for almost 6 months, and while we had similar values, we were beginning to plan a future together. I broke up with him because he would often exhibit some very off-putting behaviors. Now, this here got a little education. She put a semicolon in there. She put behaviors, semicolon, and comma. Woo, this is here showing out. And I grew tired of always having to be on the defense, feeling that every idea or opinion I expressed would lead to a debate. Before dating him, I was single for 3 years while I focused on my personal growth and finishing my degree to make a better life for me and my daughter. I questioned whether I broke up with him for the right reasons or if I was just accustomed to my independence and reluctant to get out of my comfort zone. After the breakup, we didn't speak for several weeks. Let's put the commas in here. Y'all forgive me. This right here just is refreshing to read an email. Somebody took their time. They turned on Grammarly or just use her grammar education. Because I could just flow with it. Now, y'all forgive me. I just got a little excited. After the breakup, we didn't speak for several weeks, and he gave me a hard time whenever we would talk because I initiated the breakup. Even until this day, his way of justifying his disrespectful behavior is, you said what you said. So in his mind, there was no going back. This is confusing to me because it's been over 4 months since the breakup, but just 2 months ago, we were communicating again and working on getting back together, or so I thought. I asked him several times if he was interested in getting back together, and we seemed to be on the same page. We finally made plans to get together where we hooked up. Then he ghosted me and I didn't hear from him for 6 weeks. I reached out a few times but never got a response, so I blocked him. I got curious when he disappeared because I wasn't sure if it was another woman or if he was dealing with the various family issues he had shared with me. To my surprise, I find out through Facebook that he's engaged now, and I'm pretty sure he was already engaged when we slept together. Why would a guy go to this extreme just to get revenge? I don't think he ever got over the breakup, and I would never want to ruin another woman's moment or come between their relationship, but I can't help but think he did all this just to get back at me. I've blocked him everywhere possible because it hurts knowing he rushed out and gave her everything he promised/planned to do with me. It just sucks that I thought we really had a chance to rebuild our relationship and he threw me away after he got what he wanted. I feel so used. Thank you for your time and any help you can provide. Period. Now listen. Okay, now this sister here did not have a single typo in the email. I'm just blowed. Y'all, let me cut on my top light. I'm just blowed away. Well, I tell you what. You hear me? Sister, listen. Every now and then, sister, we might need a freelance, copy editor. Every now and then, in case we get too, backed up with editing books, we might need a what you call the thing? Proofreader. Might need an extra proofreader sometime to help Gerard when she get, So send old email, sister. I almost said your name, to support@tonygaction.com just in case we have some, little small proofreading. $1 a page. All right, that means 100 pages, $100. All right, $1. You want me to $1 a page? Now, sister, listen. You answered your question. You answered your question that you wrote in. Everybody heard it. Everybody knows the answer, including you. But now the thing that you asked, which is the eighth wonder of the world, is why men do some of the things men do. And so you say, why would a man go to this extent just to get revenge? This is a lesson on ego. And this is what I was the same way. I was the same way when I was a grown boy that he is the same way. And most men are this way. Reason why is because most men operate from ego. And ego is the enemy. But that's important for women to know. And that's why you hear me say sometimes in my videos that say, listen, if you leave a man or if a man leaves you, never take him back. You'll hear me say certain things that's like, never do this. And that's because men operate from ego. Now, you left him. Now, the one time that you can take a man back is when you leave him. Because that means you chose that he wasn't the one. You chose he wasn't right for you. So if you chose to step away to get some separation, and then he comes clamoring for your attention and he is knocking down the door begging you to be his, and then he says, look, I've done this work, I've done that work, this is what I'm doing, can I have a second chance to show you that I've grown and I've changed? that is the only time you can consider. Hear what I said now. Consider. I didn't say you take them back. And I didn't also speak on what type of offense do you take them back, because you already know it's certain offenses that you can't even consider taking a man back. So when he comes and he's begging, and then you have some stipulations in place that he has to complete. So he may go and say, all right, I did 12 sessions of life coaching with a coach on my mentor.life. I read Make It Work. I read A Woman's Influence. I even read The Dream Chaser just to get some ambition going. And I've been praying every day, reading every day. Like, he lays out to you what he has done to grow and to change. This man here did none of that, because when you left him, he no longer wanted you. And so this guy's the classic case of an egotistical man, because when you broke up with him, he was like, good riddance, bye, see you later, because he didn't even check for you. He ain't checked for you, and he let you go on about your business. And then when y'all started talking, I think you say, but just 2 months ago we were communicating again. And this your ex, he was your ex for almost 6 months. 2 months ago y'all were communicating again. Now this still on your mind. 2 months had passed before you sent me this email. Now another 2 months have passed since you sent this email. So now it's been 4 months. So, we might need a little update. But now listen. This is confusing to me because it's been over 4 months since the breakup. But 2 months ago, we were communicating again and working on getting back together, or so I thought. This was to say, or so I thought. This has got all kind of education. Now listen, all right. 2 months went by when y'all broke up. 2 months went by that y'all were not communicating, and then y'all start communicating. So for everybody that's watching this, listen. If you break up with a man and he's not trying to get you back like the next week, that is either that's an egotistical man, or he's saying you're not the one anyways. It's one or the other. And it could be both. It could be both, but you got to know that man. Now here's the other thing that you have to realize. Women stick out relationships longer on average. On average, there are exceptions to the rule. But women typically will put up with more from a man than a man puts up with a woman. On average. Should not be that way, but that's how it is typically. So the fact that you decided to leave him, that means this man was a headache. This man was a headache. And he thought he was just so smart. He thought he was so articulate. He had to be, because your email written so perfectly. He had to have some kind of education for you to be into him. And then, this is the thing now. You said, I broke up with him because he would often exhibit some very off-putting behavior. Now, this said off-putting. Woo! This is a read all kind of book. And then she put a semicolon. Then she said, and then she put a comma. And I grew tired of always having to be on the defense, feeling that every idea or opinion I expressed would lead to a debate. Listen, sister, that right there was the good Lord sparing you. Because listen, you with this man, and you say I was in a relationship with my ex for almost 6 months. So it had only been 6 months, almost 6 months. You hadn't even sniffed 6 months yet. And y'all was debating about your every, what you said, idea or opinion would lead to a debate. That is so draining. That is so draining. So let me ask you, what do you miss about this? Why do you miss this man? Why are you worried about this man? All right, you got to talk to yourself like this, okay? Why am I worried about the great debater? Who, you remember on the great debater, they had to put the thing in their mouth? and talk with it in there, the little cork. That's how he grew up, just practicing. And what I thought is, and so he learned how to argue. And now, this the thing. Okay, forgive me, I be about to say y'all name now. Now listen, if I slip up and say somebody's first name, I ain't gonna say the last name now, but it's a lot of people with the same first name, so don't y'all assume y'all know the person. But I'm gonna try to be mindful. Now listen, because you got your little education on you, you intimidated him. Now, I know when I say intimidated, I don't mean scared of. So y'all don't get that confused. I use intimidated in different ways. Oh, Tony, you said men are not intimidated by women. I use intimidated in different ways. I don't when I say men are not intimidated, I mean not afraid of, not scared of. Now, intimidated in the sense that this why it led to a debate, because you too smart for him. You too articulate for him, and it rubbed him the wrong way because he is used to being the smart guy in a relationship. And he used to being his girlfriend, he used to her being a little remedial. She was not in the same class all day. You know, when you have to go to SLE, they put you in the same class all day. He's not, he don't want that woman, and there's nothing wrong with her. Lord love her too. Lord love it. So for those of you who sat in the same classroom all day, I'm not talking about you. I'm not picking on you. You see, that's not a joke. I'm just saying, when you have a special learning ability, sometimes they focus with you in one class for the duration of the day. I had some homeboys that was in that class. So that's how I know about it. Because we'll be changing classes and they'll be in that class, be like, hey, all right, hey, you gonna get out to go to PE? Oh, all right. Now, to me, wasn't nothing wrong with them. I ain't know why they was in the same classroom all day. But anyway, back to what I was saying. He didn't want that kind of woman because he looked down on her. So he wanted a woman with a little bit of education like you. But he like, hold on now, you got too many ideas and opinions. Like you say, every idea or opinion you express will lead to a debate. He like, hold on, you got too many ideas and opinions, and especially to be a single mom. Because that's what he thinking now. This ain't what I'm saying. So when you come in and you have a child, you said, in finishing my degree. Now, what your degree in? Because you ain't even finished your degree and you write good like this. Come on now. Focus on my personal growth and finishing my degree. What's your degree in? Astronomical science. To make a better life for me and my daughter. So see, now you came in with a daughter, so he expected you to be even less idealist and opinionless. And so when you got all these ideas and opinions that you talking about, he's like, hold on. Well, actually, no, that's not right. See, let me tell you something. Because although I'm from the street, I got sense, and more sense than you, because you ain't finished your degree yet. That's why you was on your back. That's why you got a daughter. Okay, now back to what I was saying. So actually, no, that is not right, because this is how this goes. Now, are you listening to me? Better yet, please sit down while I'm talking to you, because this is a lesson you need to get. So see, this is the kind of man you was dealing with. And so you said he would exhibit some very off-putting behavior, because see, he was used to his girlfriends being like, wow, you are so smart. This is refreshing. Like, I don't mean to be a fangirl or anything like this, but this is refreshing to talk to a man who has sense. Oh my goodness. Like, your mind, like, where did you develop this mind? Like, was it your dad? Like, I could tell, did you have a dad in the home? Or like, did your mom have you read a lot? That's what he used to hearing from his women. And that's really what his fiance probably doing. She probably enamored by his quote unquote intelligence. And so here's the thing. When you have a daughter and you seeking your degree, a grown boy think he better than you. Now, you probably could run circles around him mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but a grown boy gonna think he better than you, and he's gonna assume that because you are a single mother, and before that you said Before him, I was single for 3 years while I focused on my personal growth and finishing my degree. Oh, so you probably had already finished your degree. Okay, you already got your degree while you were single for 3 years. So he assumed, grown boys make a lot of assumptions, okay? He assumed that because you got a daughter that you desperate for a man. That you want a man to come in, play stepdaddy, and lead you. This is what y'all have to be aware of when you dealing with a grown boy, and especially if you have and you are a mother, or it's something else that you feel like people hold against you. Men expect, grown boys expect for you to be desperate and for you to put up with more. So what really offended him, okay, the great debater, and he just, whoa, he was so smart. What really offended him is the fact that you had the audacity to have a daughter and then have standard. He would just blow, what? You're a single mom. No one even wants you. You are leaving me? Do you know what the astronomical, diabolical, philosophical lesson is here? So he thought, wow, how in the world? Now see, let me tell you now. I'm gonna try to look at you with my good eye. Now see the other thing too now. I could tell by your hairstyle that every now and then you have a little track showing. Okay? Yeah, every now and then you'll have your, now it look good now in the picture, but I could just tell every now and then when the hair do done been in there a little bit, that track go to wavering. You get a little scratch. And so now, so he like, okay, so you finna get weave? See, he tried to judge you. You finna have weave with a track? And you got a daughter? And you finna leave me? So he was so shocked and appalled because it's a good possibility that if you got a man that is articulate enough to debate with every idea and opinion you express, that he had impressed a lot of these women out here today. Not the women that's on this page, because obviously you don't hear getting knowledge, you got some sense. But the women who following the so-called alpha male pages and think they getting educated and over there getting debased and demeaned and think they just hip the game because they following so-called alpha male, red pill, mid-top. You know them men who do them videos actually got women who follow them? And then some of them women try to come tell me I'm a simp because I love and respect my woman and because I listen to her and her thoughts and her mind, and that because we married, I don't want to make a decision that she don't agree with. That it's women that have a problem with that because they listening to those kind of men. Now see, listen to me. That's the kind of woman that he used to being with. He not used to being with a woman that's over here getting a balanced message that honors and respect the mind of a woman. That's why he was debating so much. And then another reason, he typically probably pick women that he feel is something that you should be insecure about. So now, if your natural roots, they not all the way where you want them to be, but you still working on them. Okay, so when you take your weave out and you let your roots breathe, but you still apply anointing oil to them, he thinks that you supposed to be insecure about that. You got a daughter, he think you supposed to be insecure about that. This kind of man tried to pick a woman that he thinks gonna be insecure, and then he met you and met his match. Like, whoa, this sister got confidence. This sister confident. This sister don't feel like she lacking anything. This sister don't feel like she less deserving. This sister don't feel like she need me. This sister here was single 3 years before me. I got to break her down. So that's what a grown boy tries to do. He wants to debate with you to make you feel stupid, to make you feel less than. He want to correct everything you do so that you start to wonder, how is he all knowing? And a lot of women start to believe that, like, wow, how do you know so much? So you mean to tell me that you have to press the toilet handle down, and then if you let it go slowly, it goes all the way back up, and then the toilet stop running? I was today years old. Oh my God, what else can you teach me around the house? And so that's what he wanted. He wanted a woman that's gonna sit and let him talk like he the Smithsonian. You see what I mean? And then when he met you and you got you a little word, so you able to, well, actually, I don't agree with that. You don't agree with me? He was shocked and appalled. And then when you left him, he was shocked and appalled. But see, this is the thing. This is what you need to learn. And every woman who watching this, listen, when you have the right mind to leave a man, don't let your left mind send you back. If your first mind say, I need to leave, don't let your second mind say, let me see if we want to work it out. No, because he's still the same man. He's still the same man. So if you have to leave him, if you gonna go back, if it need to be him chasing you, it sound like you was reaching out to him. It sound like, after the breakup, we didn't speak for several weeks. Now, see, whenever you say several, I always think 7 just because it's SEV. Several weeks, and you did say 2 months now. Y'all broke up 4 months, 2 months ago, y'all. So several weeks probably is that 7-8 weeks that you alluding to. And he gave me a hard time whenever we would talk because I initiated the breakup. Absolutely. When you break up with a man, he gonna be butthurt. Scratch your booty, get glad. He's gonna be mad. And a lot of men don't know to scratch your booty, get glad. So he butthurt and don't got no preparation age. So now when you come back, he angry. He upset and he wants revenge. He want to get even. And so that's what you said now. Because even until this day, his way of justifying his disrespectful behavior is you said what you said. So in his mind, there was no going back. Absolutely. When you break up with a man, unless he feels like you are his wife and he knows he's your husband, there is no going back. So as a woman, when you break up with a man, you have to have the mindset that it's over. And you have to be proven wrong beyond a shadow of a doubt. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. That applies in the court of law, but that also applies in the court of love. That the person who was in the wrong, man or woman, has to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, beyond a reasonable doubt, and without a shadow of a doubt, with all the doubts. We're going to just use all the doubts today. That got to be proven, okay? And what they call that, the burden of proof is on the one who got left. So you left him. So it was his job when you come back, as soon as he got an attitude, you supposed to be like, oh, this the same man. Wow, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, it was great talking to you. All right, I'm going to let you go. Bye. That right there is supposed to be your answer right there. You're supposed to be done. You're supposed to be all the way done. But you sitting on the phone, behooved and bewildered, wondering, why is he upset? He supposed to be happy I'm coming back. No, so that ain't how it works when you're dealing with a grown boy. And so the thing about it is, when you came back, he wanted to rub it in your face because he's looking at you like, thought you was better than me, huh? Think just because you got good grammar that you could come pop back in my life? Now you want me? Now you saying want me? Now I'm hot, you all on me? got something for you. And that's why when y'all kept talking and y'all coming back, and then now here's the thing where you did wrong, and don't ever do this again in your life. Don't ever do this again in your life. Ever again in your life. Because see, you was trying to feel good. You was trying to feel confident. Single mother, got a degree, but I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna work on myself. I'm worthy of love. You was on the right page, doing the right thing. That's where your mindset's supposed to be. But then when you left the man, and then he wasn't open arms when y'all reconnected, you started to question yourself. You start to feel a little inadequate. You start to feel a little less than. Your insecurity start to resurface from the insecurity that you had when you was with your baby daddy. Those same insecurities start to resurface. And this what you say now. You say, I asked him several times. Listen, several? That's the wrong word, sister there. That's the wrong word. And then, now listen. Several times if he was interested in getting back together, and we seemed to be on the same page. No, y'all wasn't on the same page. He just was feeling good. He like, whoa, what? Whew. You gave him the ego boost he needed, because to him, Manglish, man speak in Manglish, and then he hears in Manglish. So while you on the phone, he hear you like this. Yes, I just really, really miss you, and you're such an amazing man. And it's just, I was so dumb, so stupid. It's like, I know how to use semicolons and commas, but I can be so dumb at times. And it's like, to let a good man like you get away, what was I thinking? Especially me being like less than, being a single mother and just not having a lot of options, and men not wanting me, and me really not being worthy. Just to have the opportunity to talk to a man like you again, I'm honored. And I just want to know if you will please forgive my stupidity. Although I'm a degree holding woman, forgive my stupidity and take me back. That's what he heard. That's what he heard. Now, you ain't say none of that, okay? And you probably was not thinking any of that. But that's what a grown boy gonna hear. When you break up with him, and then you go back checking for him, that's like, dropping off the trash and then going back. Oh, yeah, let me get me a sniff of this trash one more time. Oh, I just love trash, the aroma. That's like that right there. So that's what he kind of, at first he was confused. But then he was like, okay, well, I'm going to just relish in this here low self-esteem she operating in right now. Just, because I'm still the same man. I'm ready to debate. I just got done practicing he just got done practicing with the cork in his mouth like the great debaters. He trying to call Denzel. She getting ready to come back. What I got to say to her? He was ready for you to come back. And so when you came back, he said, listen, this one thing you got to know about a grown boy. I almost said something that was very depressing. What I was going to say is, 8 out of 10 men you meet, grown boys. I know you want me to lie to you. Well, Tony, how are we supposed to have hope for a man if only 20% is grown men? Listen, you got to be a 20% woman. When you elevate to the 20% woman, that means you are one of 600 million women. And that means of the 600 million men. Because 7 billion people on the earth now. So it's still hundreds of millions of good men. So just when I say these numbers, don't just think about it like that now. It's still hundreds of millions of good men. But when you elevate to being that woman, then you attract that kind of man. So right here, with a grown boy, he's sitting there ready. He waiting on you. And now, because you dealing with a grown boy, you can't turn around and go back. Because when you go back, he waiting and he's saying to himself, all right, I got to get revenge. A grown boy wants revenge. And so now what he's going to do is when you dealing with a grown boy, men, they want the last lick. They want the last lick. It's the movie called Tag. And the movie is a group of grown men that's been playing tag since they was little boys. And now they all grown, getting married in their 30s, 40s, and they still playing tag. But the older they get, the more epic the game of tag get. That movie really represent grown boys to the fullest. Because a grown boy want the last laugh. He want the last lick. You ever notice when you leave a man, you leave a grown boy, sometimes a grown boy will beg you back, but you didn't thoroughly vet him to make sure that he actually grew and changed and did the work, and he gets you back the next time, and he does you worse that time than he did the last time you left him. And you like, how in the world I give him another chance after he was crying, begging for another chance, and he do me worse? That's a grown boy MO. Modus operandi. Y'all ain't know I knew what MO stand for this. Well, I tell you, boy. Actually, let me Google that. Hey, sometimes I just be talking on here, so okay. Sometimes I just be talking on here, but so every now and then, in the moment, I had to Google just to. Okay, modus operandi. All right. A modus operandi is someone's habits of working, particularly in the context of business or criminal investigations, but also more generally. See, that is a Latin phrase, approximately translated as mode of operating. Now, see, you didn't even know that was Latin. See, when you come on here, you learning more than just love and relationship. Now you know what MO stand for, modus operandi. So this is a grown boy modus operandi. He want to get you back so he could do you worse. And then so now what did the man do? We finally made plans to get together where we hooked up. Then he ghosted me. And I didn't hear from him for 6 weeks. So that was 2 months ago y'all started talking. And then y'all hooked up. Y'all got together, hooked up. And see, the thing about this, what happened with y'all, it done worked out. That worked out for me and my wife. She broke up with me after a few months of dating. We reconnected 6 months later. I wasn't reaching out to her in them 6 months. She didn't reach out to me in them 6 months. We went on about our business. I wasn't reaching out because I knew she was my wife when I first met her, but I was operating from ego. My ego was too big. But we just so happened to bump into each other 6 months later, and we hooked up, rekindled, and then 10 months later we was married. So see, the same thing that happened, it has worked out. So it ain't like this was just, I can't just blame you and say, oh, you just so dumb and stupid. You should have known. Because it's not that clear. It ain't that clear. So you was leading with your heart, but it was a few things that you did not know and that really was not paid attention to. And so you didn't really see his arrogance about the situation as a red flag. You kind of just chalk that up as manhood, or he just being a man. That's just how men are. No, that's arrogance. So a man, what he should have been is, hey, it's so great to hear from you, and it's like I have not stopped thinking about you a single day since we broke up. And it's like, in that time, I'll be honest with you, I just want to thank you for breaking up with me, because during that time, it's like I've been reading different books, like just learning about communication, reading books on the ego. Like I just like bumped into this guy, Tony Gaskins. He is kind of man bashing, but he does say some good stuff. Typically on Fridays is for men, but anyway. So, and I've just been growing and like getting closer to God and it's like, listen, I want to be back in your life and I want to, rebuild with you, but I want to take it slow because I want to show you that I have grown and that I have changed. That right there, when you get ready to take a man back, that's what you need. That's what he need to be saying. If he's not saying that in some form, it may be a few different words depending on if he's from the streets or if he's from Wall Street or if he's from Main Street or Martin Luther King Street. It depends on how but it need to sound like that. This is what I've been doing. I've been working. I've been changing. I'm remorseful. I'm repentant. And I want to show and prove beyond a reasonable doubt in your court of love that I have changed. That's what you need to hear. If you getting arrogance, dissension, all right, what do that mean? Hey, sometimes the Lord will be giving me word. Dissension, disagreement that leads to discord. Woo! Okay, all right. Woo! Lord just be giving me words that I've never said before. So sometimes I gotta look them up and say, Lord, why you just drop that on me now? So now you getting all kind of attitude and he's being arrogant and egotistical and rude. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. I'm working on the shirt now. I'm gonna have y'all shirts ready. They say, go on about your business. Go on about your business. That's not the type of man you need to be trying to go back to. But listen, what happened is you got a little desperate. You got a little desperate and you said, you started your self-talk. See, 80% of our self-talk is negative. But we got to invert that. All right. Y'all know what invert is? All right. You got to invert that negative self-talk so that you turn your self-talk 80% positive and only 20% negative. Now you're going to hear the negative, but you can't confirm the negative. That's just the adversary trying to play on you. You cannot confirm that and give in to that. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Get your little olive oil. And you have to stay prayed up, and you got to be reading your affirmation cards and reading your devotionals. But what you start to hear, what you start to say to yourself, your negative self-talk was, well, maybe I should give him another chance because I can be a little arrogant myself and I could just think that I'm better than people sometimes because I use semicolons and commas, back to back. And it's just like, I just sometimes feel like I'm smarter than other people. And it's like, I wasn't too smart. I got on my back with a idiot man and now I'm raising my daughter alone. So it's like, I need someone to love me. And it's like, who's going to love me? And here I am, have this articulate, educated, good man who even has the sense to be able to debate with me. Most men can't even debate with me. At least he could debate with me. It's like, what am I doing? I'm so stupid. It's like, women are fighting for a man like this on Tony Gaskins comments. And here I am, had a man, and then I broke up with him like I'm Halle Berry or somebody. So that's what your self-talk started to say. This is what you saying to yourself. So now you get weak, and so you go seeking him out, you chasing him, and then you ask him several times if he interested. Do you imagine how a piece of trash feel when you got an old piece of trash man who, and I ain't trying to say he all of that, but just for the sake of the conversation, it just like, imagine going to your trash can and you just, so yeah, I was wondering if you wanted to come back in the house. I know that, I done already use you and dispose of you, but I just want to know if you wanted to come back in the house. I understand the smell. I got Febreze in the house, but I just wanted to know if you, this what it's like. This what it looked like when you go back to a grown boy. So now the trash sitting in there like, Me? Me? I'm a little stink, but so the trash, he like, oh, okay, let me act like I know. Well, actually, you said what you said. Actually. So now you want to get back together? Well, I thought about it. But you tell me, like, what about you has changed? Now he got you on the hot seat. First 48, interrogating you. Like, you the one in the wrong. He done flipped it on you. Now you begging for his time and attention. Do you want to get back together? You call him tomorrow. Yes, I just wanted to get an answer to the question I asked you. Oh, now you don't remember? I asked you, do you think there's a chance that you want to make it work? I just read the book. It says in lesson number 9, forgive and forget. So I'm forgiving and forgetting. Oh no, don't bring me in it now. Don't bring me misusing me. I ain't say you do that for no grown boy now. Now listen. So now you asking him, so he confused. Cause he know he a piece of trash compared to you. But he like, oh, you want me back? Okay. So what he come and do? He used you as a bachelor party. Use his bachelor party. Dropped it off in you. Dropped it off in you. And said, got to go. Back to my fiance. Need to get me one more. Squeeze me one more out. And see, he thought he made himself feel good because he's squeezing one out with a woman he already know. So then he go back to his fiance. I reached out a few times but never got a response, so I blocked him. So then you got in your feelings. And you gonna block him because he ain't answering. Why? Because now you done got petty. Now you think you finna get the last lick. Oh, you wanna answer my call? Block! Block! You want to answer? Oh! You ain't doing nothing. He had already to block you in his mind. So now this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. I want you to learn from this because you didn't lose anything. You didn't lose anything. So this ain't a loss. This a lesson. This ain't a loss. This a lesson. Because you're a good woman. You take care of yourself. I could tell here, right here. I'm a good eye. You take care of your skin. You take care of your eyebrows, your nails, your hair. Keep your hair done. Now I said weave. This could be your real hair, but I just ain't. No, that look a little Indian Remy, a little yucky. Now that could be your real hair now, cause my sister was rubbing my wife's head the other day for a track, cause my mama don't believe my wife has her hair. And so that could be your hair now. So yeah, and look, ain't nothing wrong with weed now. So even if it is weed, it ain't like I'm making fun of you about no weed now. Ain't nothing wrong with no weed. Like y'all get out your feelings. Oh, Tony, you need to send you an email to support. You need to stop making black women feel less than about their weed. Calm down, man. So now listen, you're a good woman. You done went and got your degree. You sure could write the mess out of email. So you need to write your book or write your blog. Start your blog. Because when you write this good, you need to be doing something with this here. You can't just be leaving this in my inbox. Start your blog for broke up women, for single mothers, for women who done been duped, who done been ghosted, who done, dealt with a grown boy and forgot their senses, you might just only got 10 posts, but one of them might go viral, then people come read the other 9, and then you retire. You done. And take the life coach certification right now while it's 50% off. Then join my mentor.life so you can help these other women who getting ghosted. So they ain't got to be in my inbox. They could be over here with you. And then you can remind them of their worth. Because you slightly, just very, for a short period, forgot your worth. So now when he started ignoring you, you blocked him, you remembered your worth. Oh, you know what? I forgot who I am. Block! I forgot who I was for a second. And then you said, I got curious when he disappeared because I wasn't sure if it was another woman or if he was dealing with the various family issues he had shared with me. To my surprise, this is using commas now, I found out through Facebook that he's engaged now. And I'm pretty sure he was already engaged when we slept together. Why would a guy go to this extreme just to get revenge? That's the eighth wonder of the world right there. That's the $1 million question. Why would a guy go to this extreme to get revenge? Now see, the thing about it is though, on his mind, he's saying, I ain't go to no extreme because you kept calling me. So I thought I would come in and do you a favor, put that wood on you one more time because you over there as a single mom. I thought I was doing some charity for you just so you could get you a little in your life so you ain't got to go sleep with a random man. I thought I was doing you a favor, come put that pole on you, and then when I get tired of my fiance after we get married, I'm come put a little more pole on you, make you think we're gonna be back together. That's what he telling himself. So for him, he don't think he went to the extreme. He think you were chasing him. You see what I'm saying? So but this is what a grown boy does. He come back to get revenge. So when you leave a man, you have to be expectant. You left him for a reason. He your ex for a reason. So you have to be very mindful if you go back to him or he come back to you, that it could be a revenge play, and that's why you got to go slow. That's why when you go back to a man that you had to leave, you never hop on your bike. Do not hop on your bike. Stay off your bike. That's another shirt I'm going to have for y'all here soon. Stay off your bike. Because when you stay off your bike, it gives you time to see, is this the same person that I left? Or did he grow and change? That's right there, the mistake that was made. You got to understand that right there. You feel me? Got to understand that right there. So now listen, I don't think he ever got over the breakup. You right. He did not get over the breakup. And another thing, I got a video called How Do Men Handle Soul Ties? This one of the ways men handle soul ties. He was so upset with you that the next woman he found, he probably plucked off a pole. She might have a degree, and she was on the pole to pay for the degree. I ain't saying she less than. He plucked off that pole, went in there, he was drinking his little drink in the script. Oh, she look good. Hey girl, come here. Plucked off the pole, just like that. Girl, come on. Let me engage you. Let me get engaged to you. Hey, will you marry me? Got on one knee, plucked off the pole, hurting. His ego was hurt. His heart was hurt. His mind was hurt. He started having body aches. He couldn't sleep. Them weeks that y'all in talk, let me tell you, this boy missed meals. You hear me? A lot of y'all don't realize that. But men, the ego will never about kill you. Because when that ego gets stabbed, it's like a hot air balloon. The ego like a hot air balloon, and you taking a sword and just and then that air go to lead knot, and he just falling out of his sky. He missed meals. He did not sleep good. He got in the nasty movie. Some lotion. Doing, Lord forgive him. Yeah, ego. He was hurting. And so what happened is, the next woman he met, because y'all wasn't even broke up that long. Now here's the thing now. The twist is, the woman he engaged to could have been the woman he was on a break with for 6 months. Because if you notice, y'all was apart 2 months and then 4 months and started talking 2 months ago. The last woman could have been the same situation as you, that you didn't know, that you ain't know nothing about her. And that could also be how he got engaged so fast, because she had to leave him. They had to break up. So when you left him, he went back to her. And in order to make it real this time, he had to take it up a notch. Let's get engaged. So it probably most likely was the latter, not the aforementioned. All right, y'all. Look up aforementioned now. Lord, thank you. Lord, what you dropping on me? Now, aforementioned is A-F-O-R-E, mentioned. Now, what that means, that is denoting a thing or person previously mentioned. So, when I said aforementioned, I said not the aforementioned, but probably the ladder. Okay, now see, ladder is not the ladder that you climb. This here ladder is Latter. Now, for those of y'all who from the project, this is not a latte. This is ladder, not a latte. So now ladder is situated or occurring nearing to the end of something than to the beginning. So like what I said, this probably was the latter. That this woman was there before you. She had to leave his butt because he liked to argue and debate. You broke up with him before 6 months. He went back to that soul tie to handle the soul tie he formed with you. Hey, boom, let me get on one knee for you. Hey, will you marry me? I'm done arguing. And then they got engaged. Then that's when you find out about it on Facebook. That could have very well be the case because it happened all the time. Now, there's a lot of women who have wrote me who have said we broke up and he married 3 months later. Now, the thing though, because I know how women are, I know a lot of y'all sometimes can be very oblivious to the ways of man. And a lot of times y'all give a man credit that we did not earn. And you will assume that you was the only woman the whole time. But another sign of a man who loved to debate and argue all the time, I know the word is argue. All right, I just grew up with a homeboy who he had to be in that class all day, and he used to say arg, and I just thought it was kind of funny that he would say arg. So that's why I say arg. I know the word is argue, but my homeboy I grew up with, and actually now they mislabeled. They need to stop mislabeling kids because now my homeboy doing real good, real smart, articulate. He buying courses and everything, but they used to have him in that class all day long. There's one class all day. I'm gonna write that school board about that. But he used to say arg. So a man like this that like to debate and arg all the time, that is a sign that there's another woman. And he on edge. It's also a sign of a soul tie. Because he's still jaded and hurt from the last relationship. He taking it out on you. Because when you think about it, what sense does it make for a man to keep debating with you about every little thing? That is not how that go. You supposed to wash on this side and rinse on this side. Oh, you need me to show you? It's like, what sense does that make for him to be doing that? But see, a lot of time when a man is tense and uptight about stuff, all right, you search a text, you find a cheat. Like the lady said on Ray Charles, scratch a lie, find a thief. So that could have been the case this whole time. You could have been a rebound. And so what you have to do is, this is not a loss. This is a lesson. Let me pick myself up. Let me remind myself of who I am. I know that I'm worthy. I know that I'm capable. I know that I'm going to attract my husband. That I'm praying for destiny and the devil sent a distraction. But thank you, Lord, for allowing me to get that distraction so I could get the lesson, so that when I know my husband, I know how to appreciate him and respect him because I got him something to compare to. I can compare him to the grown boy I just dealt with, and I'll be thankful. So you got to wash yourself for this, cleanse yourself for this. Go on TonyGassonAcademy.com, take the Soul Ties course, break the soul tie, take Real Love University right now while they is only $10. And then get on here, get you a coach, even the coach $25 an hour. Somebody will speak life into you, do your 2-3 sessions, go on heal all the way. And then you heal before you deal, and then you move forward and you leave all this in the past. So don't go to the next man and you want to debate and argue, because now you arguing because the last man used to argue. Now you run off your real husband because you dealt with a distraction that looked like destiny before you actually met destiny. So make sure you don't let that happen to you, because that's what a lot of women do. They don't heal from the grown boy, from the distraction. And then when they meet destiny, they run destiny off. Destiny child, but this a man, not a woman. They run destiny off because they still mad and angry and soul tied with the distraction that they met right before they met destiny. So understand this right here. Heal all the way. Get this all the way. Listen to this 2, 3, 4 times. And I want to apologize if I came off too hard. Y'all forgive me. I'm talking on top of my dome. I told y'all before, men speak A to B. We don't know how to go A to Y, M, N, O, P and come back to B. So y'all forgive me. God bless you. Make sure you get to TonyGassonAcademy.com while you can. We'll talk soon.